If you grew up watching Cartoon Network or Teletoon, I'm sure you're familiar with the names Sam, Alex, and Clover. This girl group is not your typical gang of besties. Sure, they go to school and hang out at the mall, but they also live a double life working for Whoop's espionage department. Yes, that's right, these girls are totally spies. When Whoop's leader Jerry Lewis sends Sam, Alex, and Clover undercover, he makes sure to send them with tools that they will need to succeed. After all, what super secret spy mission would be complete without some cool gear? And today, we're going to be taking a look at every piece of Whoop equipment given to the girls, because being a super secret agent just wouldn't be the same without some good old-fashioned gadgets. Even if they have a campy, Polly Pocket-ish spin on them, there are a lot of gadgets in the show and a lot of them doing a lot of similar things. So I think the way to tackle this is by splitting them up into categories and breaking them all down from there. So without further ado, let's begin with some lasers. But before we get into it, this is a new channel, so any subscribe, comment, or like would be very appreciated. Now, on to the lasers. Lasers are an iconic piece of espionage paraphernalia, whether it's laser mazes that spies have to squeeze through and jump through, or using lasers to cut through glass. I feel like glowing red beams are just about everywhere when it comes to the spy genre, and Totally Spies is no exception. Sam, Alex, and Clover get to use many types of lasers in this show. For example, the laser cutter eyelash curler, the laser earmuffs, the laser nail file, and clippers, the laser lipstick, laser beam eye mask, metal cutting laser ring, and the butterfly laser emitting pendant. These are all tools that can melt through any chains that hold the girls captive or barriers in their way. Some standout lasers are the laser camera, a camera that shoots a metal cracking, glass melting laser beam. That is a mouthful. The guns like the laser launcher rifle, and specifically the laser heat curling iron, a portable pink laser gun that packs some serious heat while it works. And the laser parasol uses an actual umbrella as a shield while in combat, just as long as it isn't too windy out. There was an earlier version of this in Season 1 called the Laser Compact Parasol, but it seemed to be less effective than the Season 7 competitor. But lasers are far from what a good spy show needs. Luckily, Whoop supplies their agents with anything and everything that they need on the field, and that includes transportation. Any respectable spy has cool ways to get around, and Jerry always makes sure the girls get where they need to go. There are quite a few gadgets to help girls get from point A to point B, and while it's not always a flashy sports car or private jet, Sam, Alex, and Clover always arrive to save the day in style. The girls have access to anti-gravity motorcycles, a series of gliders, the octane-powered climb anything dirt bikes, the Pinky helicopter, some kitschy pink snowmobiles, the speeder Segway scooters, a turbo submarine, the head for cover hoverboards, hyper hover snowboards, the voice-activated supercycles, supersonic scooters, helicopter jet crafts, and even a space plane. There's no question that Whoop takes all terrains to do heights literally, and probably like a really big cut out of our taxes, right? Now, all of those gadgets do exactly what they say, so I'm not really going to get into super detail on them, but let's rapid fire through a few more interesting ones, like Rash. No, like Rash, the rocket-powered amphibious stealth hydrofoil. This is a speedboat that can be controlled with a diamond ring remote. The rugged all-terrain vehicle and tunneler is used for drilling underground. The Cheetah Fast jet set ski is used for stealth on the water. The Whoopatroys is a 3-person tandem bike that is able to ride on both land and water. And the Moon Buggy 5000 is for driving around on the moon. Kurt, or the clunky incognito radical thought transporter, is a car that can drive underwater and has a hidden rocket-powered device inside. The turbocharger pod takes a page out of Clark Kent's phone booth changing book and lets the girls change very quickly while also doubling as a rocket pod and parachute. And finally, the Whoop-E, I'm serious, is an electric anti-grav car that all Whoop agents have access to. And that's about it for the vehicular gadgets, so let's move on to more of the tools. Like I said before, the girls take saving the day very seriously. That should be clear based on the amount of shoe-based gadgets alone. Just in this category, there are suction cup go-go boots and the spiked heels for walking on ceilings and walls with gravity-defying ease. Just make sure you're not giving yourself away with not tying your hair up while sneaking around upside down. The zero gravity boots let Sam, Alex, and Clover abandon the laws of gravity, while the groovy gravity boots keep their feet on the ground in anti-gravity scenarios. The trampoline heels, launching pad platform shoes, pogo boots, pogo bounce sandals, spring-loaded knee-high go-go boots, And spring-loaded sneakers all help the girls reach new heights, letting them spring into the air with extremely high jumps. The beach ball booties let Sam, Alex, and Clover run through the sand with ease. The super tractor reactor snowshoes are winter boots that grip onto the snow and ice. They also have hidden nets stored in the toes of the boot. The turbo roller skis are rocket-powered rollerblades, and the Go-Go Boots figure skates let the girls do some high-skill rocket-powered skating while also staying in uniform. And the last two shoes for now are the mini ski aerobatic sneakers and the portable ski boots, which both have retractable skis. Keeping on the transportation-themed gadgets, the press-on sticky fingers, the just sticky enough glue glove, and the suction cup gloves, much like the boots, all let the girls climb up walls. The eyelash curler catapult very comically allows for them to be sprung up into the air and launched across a distance. The anti-gravity propulsion ring lets gravity be reversed, which is great for disorienting bad guys or for floating across the room. The diamond swing ring creates a waterproof rocket-propelled bubble around its user, letting them travel through the water with ease. The Aqua Lips waterproof lipstick helps with underwater travel also, by becoming scuba gear so the girls can still breathe. The black hole bucket transporter is just a quick transportation device. The chameleon tongue shoots a sticky wire for the girls to go across. And the wind glider beret lets the girls take flight. The expandable cable bungee belt lives in the heart-shaped belt buckle on the spies' suits. This lets them swing away into the air or descend from high places in a truly Spider-Man-y fashion. It kind of functions like a grappling hook and also lets Sam, Alex, and Clover climb walls with the hook. This looked like the most fun to me, and it definitely was one of those go-to iconic gadgets. Then there's the hairbrush, which I'm sure you're obviously thinking, that's stupid, how is a hairbrush any good for getting around? And the answer is obviously the hairbrush becomes a grappling hook.
Grappling hook!
The multi-use cranium apparatus, or MUCA for short, lets the girls survive underwater. It gives them oxygen and lets them swim through the pressure of the depths of the ocean with its nuclear-powered jet boots. Sorry, funny pair of words to say. It has titanium waist restrainers, grappling hooks, a spear, pistol, and infusion exploders. The emergency propeller watches work like a jetpack at a pinch, lifting the girls up off the ground. The underwater power walking apparatus that's inconspicuous, or the Ipawati for short, is a skin-tight scuba suit that lets the girls breathe underwater and jets through currents effortlessly. The panic button band-aid is like an emergency fast travel back to Whoop HQ. And the jetpack backpacks are hot pink heart-shaped backpacks with jetpacks inside. That's not easy, Mr. Fox, sir. That let the girls take to the skies. This is one of the other gadgets that really stuck in my mind as a kid, and I feel like it's one of the go-to things you think of when you think of gadgets in Totally Spies. Now we are getting into the more rocket-powered gadgets. Things like rocket-fueled mules, rocket-powered inline boots, mini locket rocket, a lunar lip booster, plasma-powered jetpack, cool breeze high-velocity propeller beanie, and a nuclear-powered propeller cap, all allowing for quick takeoff and transportation just as long as they're fueled up. Now, any spy worth anything has a good escape plan, and Whoop sets their agents up with gadgets like the hot and spicy gum, which allows an agent to sweat out of a tight spot, or the quick slip to create an oil spill to trip up their enemies and make this slippery escape. Of course, if there's no getaway car available on standby. Finishing out our transportation category, there are a few zipline based gadgets: the zipline bracelet, the zipline firing wristwatch, and the Fetch-A-Bone zipline. They give Sam, Alex, and Clover a quick escape for an easy way to cover a lot of distance while firing ziplines for them to whiz across. Something that goes hand in hand with getting the girls around with their spy suits. Oftentimes they'll have some sort of function which lets them traverse difficult terrains. While most agents opt for a discreet uniform, Sam, Alex, and Clover tend to sport green, yellow, and red variations of the cat suits respectively. Now we talked about a few of the suits already, but there are definitely still more to cover. The Brute suit is a giant metal suit that can handle 100,000 megatons of force. The Double in Trouble osmosis bubble suit morphs the user's body and lets them osmosis their way through any membrane. The Flipitard spring-loaded suit creates an aptitude for gymnastics, which I'm sure any agent already kind of has, but maybe it's just for letting them landing a little more often or something. The second skin repels, resists, and releases any external damage, depending on the color of the suit. The Jetpack Amphibious Flight Suit combines the inconspicuousy of the jetpack backpack and the underwater power walking apparatus, and the multi-use cranium apparatus. in order to make the ultimate multi-terrain catsuit. The spacesuit lets the agent survive in the vacuum of space, obviously, and the inflatable spy suits blow up like a pufferfish to repel any incoming damage or just to float around. But speaking of inflatables, there are a lot of gadgets that fill air or expand somehow, like the super inflating brooch, the ultra inflatable nylon tech vest, the inflatable beret, and the inflatable lint roller, which allows the spies to break out of traps, survive, or repel serious damage and float on water. The compressed helium inflation prototype inflates the user's head with helium and lets them float up into the sky. Don't think about this too hard. The inflatable lead anvil is a pocket-sized anvil that blows up just to be a big, heavy, and normal anvil. The Easy Pinky Rescue Scrunchie 4000 doubles as a scrunchie and catapult. These gadgets aren't the only ones that can cushion a blow though. There are lots of tools to make sure the girls land safe and sound wherever they may be. The mini water wings and life vest will make sure that the girls can float safely in water, sure, but when the girls are hurled towards the ground, a parachute belt, or fox snakeskin parachute purse, lifecraft parachute, and padded shoulder portable parasol are their best friends. There's also the inedible, ultra-foaming chewy candies that expand into a sticky cushy landing place on impact, and the hedge in a hurry seedling that gives a less sticky place to land. The changeable application spy halter top has a parachute, a net, a floating device, and a steel reinforced Polo Tech para umbrella that acts as a parachute even in horrible weather conditions like storms or flurries. As long as we're talking about the weather, there are lots of gadgets that can help with bad weather, or even conjuring their own storms. The Weather Mood Ring can predict any upcoming weather conditions by analyzing the climate. The All-Weather Boots lets the girls walk over liquids. The All-Weather Fleece-Lined Ultra Light Boots come with built-in skates and snowboard. And All-Weather Umbrella protects the girls from any and all weather conditions, including fire rain. I mean, I know I hate it when I go outside and see fire falling from the sky. And luckily, these gadgets got you covered. Then there's the Arctic Blast Breath Mint and the Burr Bracelet that will send out a downright frigid blast of air. The Wind Tunnel 3000 Blast Hair Dryer and the Tornado in a Can of Hairspray produce wicked gusts of wind that can blow away anything, or even propel the girls forward. The hair dryer can even vacuum things in, which is usually done to bring back samples to Whoop HQ. The Red Heat Throat Lozenge lets the girls breathe fire, which isn't weather related, but it's still part of the element, so we'll just throw that in here. The Solar Run Shades, which store solar energy and lets the girls fire heat waves courtesy of the sun. And then there's the Evapoblaster. While being described as nothing but a glorified hair dryer, it can be used to melt down avalanches into puddles of water, saving a bunch of mountain goats from its icy wrath. Speaking of ice, the Solid Iron Hair Gel is used to freeze anything in an icy prison, while the Freeze Bracelet puts inorganic objects on ice. The Ice Queen perfume is a bottle of liquid nitrogen that can freeze anything, and it's sprayed on instantly. The girls usually use this stuff to immobilize bad guys, but this brings us to our next category, traps and immobilizers.
Traps illustrated? Freddy!
Any good spy knows how to stop a bad guy in their tracks, and the agents at Whoop are no exceptions. Bracelet handcuffs are essential for turning evil in, but things like pocket fan, ballpoint pen, escape from trouble bubble wand, giant soap bubble balloon, and ultra fixative structural foam can immobilize bad guys with bubbles and foam just as well. Then there's the maximum macrame belt, the yo-yo lasso, the Noghide biker chick lasso belt, and the eternity scarf, which despite my poor enunciation of them, are basically a lasso in different shapes and cutesy colors. The Web Sling Ring, Bolus Rappa Belts, the Amazing Temporary Tattoo, Tangle Bomb, Net Grenade, Net Launcher Crossbow, Web Body Cup, Mousetrap Lunchbox, Catch All Titanium, Spiderweb, Net Launching Handgun, Net Throwing Extendable Rod Mascara, Electro Hairnet, and Retracto Hando Electric Dog Net all capture an enemy in a net or web of some sorts. The last two deliver a bit of a shock, however. Much like my shock when I realized that you haven't subscribed yet to the channel. Go ahead and just use that handy Whoop mouse over there and hit that subscribe. The Coil Rope Hair Bun is a combination net for capturing bad guys and a rope for climbing up and down walls and mountains. And the Figure of 8 Unbreakable Rope Bracelets can be used to tie up bad guys as well as holding things together. The Somnotech Pendant can put any living thing to sleep, which I count as an immobilizer. Now I think the Electro Beam Bracelet can definitely be used as a trap. It releases a bunch of marbles to the floor, tripping anybody unfortunate enough to slip on them. Now, the Crim Catcher is another trap, but I just want to talk about it for a second. It disguises itself as a camera when someone's taking a picture, and when the picture is taken, they get sucked into it like a vacuum vortex camera holding cell dimension. It's not clear where they go or how this is possible, and yeah, they could be released somehow. Everyone just seems fine with accepting that we could do camera dimension stuff. But back to the gadgets, now we have stun guns. The perfume atomizer stun spray, mobile immobilizer, the vapor emitting glove, and the tube of immobilizing suntan lotion, which are all used to freeze a person in place. It does wear off over time, so don't worry if you get a little bit on yourself when you take off the lid. These tools all fit the stun gun bill, while the generic immobilizer is more of like a freeze ray. These tools all fit the stun gun bill, while your generic immobilizer is more of a freeze ray. And finally, there's the concrete strength hair gel, the ooey gooey blaster cup, the super sticky dry dates, super sticky mega mousse, double density denture paste, and 24-hour extra power all day adhesive hair pomade for sticky traps. And while we're on the topic of adhesives, we have a few sticky gadgets to go over. There's the lipstick and super sticky lip gloss, which are both basically a shiny pink glue stick. And the glue spitting silly straw, which is more of a liquid glue situation. But what do you do when you can't glue down your target and they end up getting away? Well, you can track them down, of course. You could use the Silent Siren tracking device, the Henna tracer tattoo, the Slingback slingshot tracker, high gloss moisturizing lip stalk, chewable gluable tracking gum, the Emerald tracking pendant, an applique tracking device, a barrette tracking device, the Mini Penny tracker, the tracking accessory device, and the Friendship Ring zirconium tracker, the homing beacon band-aid, the stick pin homing device, or the super range biodegradable spitball tracker. Although that last one has a time limit of 1 hour, because biodegradableness. There are also some variation of stick this gadget on someone, or some sort of gadget like the laser band sunglasses can track them down for you. The motion alarm pencil and the ultra-sensitive motion detecting hair clips aren't your textbook trackers, but they can help the girls locate anything moving nearby, which feels close enough to me to put this in this category. The Brace for It bracelet tightens around the user's arm when it picks up a certain frequency and then draws them towards it. Unfortunately, this gadget can be pretty painful, so the girls hate wearing it. As you can tell, Whoop is very passionate about their extensive collection of tracking devices, but do you know that what else Whoop is very passionate about? Things that explode. Some of these gadgets explode on contact, like the exploding candy corn, and some are more of a well-timed boom, like the pomade grenade, or just any grenade, I guess. Whoop also has exploding lipstick, the exploding pen, an infuser exploder, incendiary earrings, dynamite exploding diamond earrings, a self-propelling exploding ink pen, the butterfly beret bomb, cherry lip balm, blow me a kiss lip wall disintegrating lip gloss, mini smoke bombs, just a straight up mini bomb, the lip balm smoke bomb, a super explosive eyebrow pencil, press on clip off explosive tip ninja nails, the digitized atomic bangle, and onion powder grenade for the agents to choose from. If explosions aren't your jam though, there are a lot of other kinds of weapons at Whoop's disposal. There are projectile gadgets like repellent spear pistol and the waist restrainer, the bolus gun, the ultra suede loafer cannon, which respect for anybody who can pull off suede loafers, the Superfly dual cartridge heat-seeking sleep dart, the Ultra Flex bandana catapult, the pocket pen projectile, and the press-on fingernail darts. The Paracel crossbow is a gun with a suction cup bow that gets shot out of a cute pink barrel masquerading itself as an umbrella. The Porcupine Quill hairbrush launches countless needle-like daggers at its enemies when shaken. The Kazoo-Ka masquerades itself as a unassuming kazoo and then fires a nasty noise that crashes into the foe. And the Portable Reporter Recorder throws a CD shuriken out of its recording device. I cannot begin to tell you how long it took me to record the words Portable Reporter Recorder. Oh, but you're not feeling projectiles either. That's okay, Whoop has quite a collection of sharp blade gadgets too, if that's more of your style. Take your pick from the Slice Through Anything Diamond Cowgirl Boot Spur, the Diamond Encrusted Platinum Buzzsaw Earrings, Retractable Razor Faux Nails, the Pocket-Sized Projector Lip Spear, the Boring Amethyst Charm, a Boomerang Buzzsaw Beret, Gemstone Cutting Ring, Diamond Cutter Diamond Earrings, the Buzzsaw Wristwatch, and the Multi-Purpose Army Knife. And the spider claw and the catfight gloves with retractable claws aren't just good for adding extra sharp range to your punches, the girls also use them to climb walls and snag fleeing bad guys by their clothes. Whoop doesn't just offer offensive gadgets though, there are plenty of defensive ones too. The shield belt, shield umbrella, cashmere deflecting shield, parasail brick wall, the super nail enhancing polish, and the ultra fast hardening enamel toenail polish can be used to make a hard protective coating. The instant hair helmet in a can makes your hair poof up into a hard spiky helmet that repels anything that gets close. This also works pretty similarly to the crash-proof functioning stereo headphones. The compact collapsing telephone coated armor umbrella protects the girls from electrical currents, and the handoff handbag offers protection from fire and lightning when unzipped. And the cool shade shield deflects mind control. The bubble blaster invisibility shield makes the girls invisible to any sensor. The bubble protection bubblegum surrounds whoever chews it in a durable bubble mint sphere, and the crystalline airtight trisect shielding is basically just flex seal to close up any gaps and cracks anywhere. The next category is all the gadgets that grow and shrink. We've got things like expandable cable bungee belts, the wire firing bracelet, the expandable vintage bolus, the all-in-one lipstick and titanium extender rod, selfie sticks, the endless collapsible back scratcher, the helping hand extender glove, hairpin high jumper extender pole, expandable mini makeup mirror, wire firing bracelet, expanding emery board springboard, and just another inch expansion shoehorn can grow and shrink accordingly to reach tough places, and add some range to an attack, give the girls a boost, and collapse to fit snugly in their purse afterwards. The Mighty Fine expandable mascara brush grows tall enough to pole vault with, or to clean sweep a line of bad guys. Unfortunately, the actual mascara inside clumps, so might not be a good replacement for your current fave. The All the Rage expanding wig cage is meant to be a trap, but it's pretty useless, so it just goes in the expandable sections. The ever expanding bubble gum can expand to the point of breaking down walls and doors on its way. The rapidly expanding absorbent mousse and super poof expanding marshmallow can both cushion a tough blow. And the Incredi Shrink compact hair dryer and wristwatch shrinkinator will shrink you down to a tiny version of yourself. Now, any good spy knows that the art of surveillance is crucial to the craft. That's why Sam, Alex, and Clover often make use of gadgets like the spying flea, tiny hidden investigative ring device, 24 exposed mini beret camera, telescopic optic 2000 sunglasses, lipstick microphone camera, and the global satellite surveillance system to keep tabs on potential bad guys. The dual operating goggle surveillance system comes with binoculars and a satellite-based listening system, and the electromagnetic sensitive video camera picks up on the electromagnetic currents nearby. But analysis goes hand in hand with surveillance. And when the girls find themselves with clues or DNA scraps to take a closer look at, they've got lots of options to get it done. The 5-carat data processing pendant links Whoop's computers and obviously processes the data for the spies, the Velcro band 3D body analyzer wristwatch, DNA scanner sunglasses, and generic scanner hairbrush all take a deep dive into a person's DNA, while the fiber analytic lint brush takes a closer look at textiles and clothes. The sunscreen analysis sunscript sprays onto the subject and connects to a computer, which is then able to pull up any data it uncovers and analyze for the girls. The thermodynamic cold sensitive temperature bracelet and crime scene scanner watch are both mini computers hidden inside harp-shaped lockets or watch that flip open to scan and analyze fingerprints and other information found at a scene of a crime. The Smudge Scanner 2010 scans its subjects and then makes an image replicating it through the compounders. The Scanman 9000 portable radio and radar scanner can scan the surroundings, while at the same time playing sick music. And the Any Language Descrambler watch translates for the girls in real time, which helps them communicate internationally, which probably would have been really more impressive 20 years ago when it came out compared to now when we have Google. The Cool Catcher Clue Collector, Mini Mixtastic, Clue Contrafuge, and the Lab and a Briefcase 9000 all collect samples for analysis. But now we're going to switch up gears a little and take a look at some spraying gadgets. The Frequency Blocking Body Spray puffs out a lavender scented haze that makes any electronic device basically useless. The Fume Emitting Camera causes a coughing fit. The Instant Highly Concentrated Fog, Smokescreen Wand, and High Density Breath Freshener grant the girls the cover of a smokescreen. The Confusion Gas Shooting Sweet Potato Chips disorient the enemy. The high velocity atomizer sprays a powerful mist at a bad guy, and the blend away background spray provides camouflage for whatever is sprayed onto it, similarly to the breath away breath freshener that makes somebody invisible. And the eau de grenade just kind of smells nice. The molecule separating perfume dissolves whatever is sprayed onto it, and speaking of solvents, there are a number of gadgets that can dissolve just about anything. The quick dissolve nail polish remover and the tough as nails polish remover can melt away about anything. The eau de glace liquefier and the glass gas can melt away panels of glass. The phase changer phaser can turn solids into liquids. The whatever be gone vanishing cream disintegrates solids. The absorb anything tooth isn't technically a solvent, but it can absorb anything, which gets rid of it all the same. The asphalt concrete melter can reliquefy concrete. And then there's the nuclear meltdown curling iron that we don't actually get a chance to see in action because Gladys took it away from Sam. But I can only assume the kind of damage it could do with a name like nuclear meltdown curling iron. We can assume that it's probably similar to the mini nuclear mood ring that Jerry from the past uses in season 3, which can dissolve anything that it's fired at. So definitely pretty scary. And nuclear. Oh, who is Gladys? I'm glad you asked. GLADIS, or Gladys, stands for Gadget Lending and Distribution Interactive System. She is a robot assistant that basically just exists to undermine Jerry's gadget-giving authority and give the girls whatever she thinks they'll need on the mission. Honestly, I could do a whole deep dive on Gladys, so feel free to let me know if anybody would be interested in more Totally Spies content, because she's pretty cool. But Gladys isn't the only robot that the spies get to work with in the show. There's also the Whoop drones stored in the jetpack backpacks that are controlled with the ultra cool pixelated gloves, and the mini mechanical retriever falcon, the purse decoy, and the flyaway hair finishing stick, which turn into a falcon, a cat, and a dragon respectively, and they are used to help the girls out on the field. Let's keep the high voltage track we were on with the robots and talk about some pretty shocking gadgets, like electrocution. The electroshock powder puff, not so joyful joy buzzer, the loose grip wristwatch whip, and electromagnetron are all capable of seriously zapping an opponent. Magnets and electromagnetism are also pretty big in Whoop's gadget making scene, with gadgets like the high sensitive electromagnetic bracelet, electromagnetic field diffuser Walkman, electromagnetic hair straightener, reverse pulverizer hair clip, multi-directional magnet ring, and electromagnetic curling wand, all being able to reverse or interfere with location's magnetism, and really messing up some tech nearby. Then there's the high-powered faux earrings magnet, electronical evening glove magnet, magnetron hair curler, magnetic boot, magnetic ultralight folding wing, and magna belt, which all possess powerful magnets which can be used to pull the girls to their target or vice versa. The Metamorphosis magnet faux tooth is so strong that it can actually warp metal. Moving on from Robotechs to holograms, the spies make use of many projection devices. The holo camera, the hologram projecting mood ring, hologram projector, mini 3D projector, and 3D projecting sunglasses all project holographic images and videos, while the sapphire hologram pendant and pen recorder hologram can be used to make body doubles. And the compounder can project a 3D video call. But more on the compounder later. But holograms aren't the only things that see through at Whoop. Spies get to pick a few X-ray gadgets too. The X-ray sunglasses, the X-ray glasses, the X-ray U zoomicator, infrared X-ray contact lens, and the nanotechnology eyeshadow all grant Sam, Clover, and Alex X-ray vision, while the Embray contact lens lets them see through metal. Obviously, X-ray vision is great for snooping, but there's also eavesdropping. And Sam, Alex, and Clover get all the best gadgets for listening too, like the electromagnetic radiator for overhearing stuff, Sonic Sound Shades 200, and high-range sound sending CD and MP3 player for example. The ultra-sensitive hearing microphone lets the girls communicate with each other and can pick up the faintest and incomprehensible noise, and we'll see it used to listen in on private conversations in soundproof recording booths, where it can pick up the discussion crystal clear. The unmuffled earmuffs can pick up sounds up to 100,000 hertz. The ultrasonic frequency nano earbuds jam any hypnosis signals coming at the girl's way. And the ultrasonic dog and alien whistle make a high-pitched noise to throw off anything with sensitive ears. It's not quite a listening device, but I'm sure listening to it's a pain. Speaking of, the Sonic Disintegrator Boombox, Destructo Ring Cell Phone, and Vibrosonic Earbuds produce sound-based shockwaves that are capable of earthquake-like disasters. And what better way to avoid horrible screeches and whistles than with the sensible soundproof earplugs or the super colorful sound-canceling scrunchie. But moving away from sound, let's take a look at some gadgets used for sight. The flashlight ring, shoulder-mounted flashlight, headband illuminator, and headband searchlight can all shine and light a dark situation. The augmented reality glasses are the AR headsets used at Whoop's annual simulation dome training test. The microscopic retractable goggles are capable of picking up microscopic clues and details that may otherwise go unseen. The vision goggles let the girls see through anything, and they come disguised as an old 3D movie glasses. The anti-glare, anti-hypnosis contact lens lets the girl escape any hypnosis attempts. The infrared heat ray hair dryer, helmet with infrared capabilities, heat sensing infrared glamour goggles, and heat sensor 6000 infrared motion detector sunglasses all allow the girls to spot and locate any electromagnetic radiation nearby. While the heat sensor 6000 infrared motion detector sunglasses can pick up nearby heat signals through geothermal image lensing in a super cute cat eye frame. Sticking with heat for a minute, the heat-seeking snow goggles function as binoculars and obviously heat seekers, while providing protection from the elements. Then there's the magnifiers. These are gadgets that let the spies see far away and enhance their sight. The max magnification sunglasses, tortoise shell magnifying shades, vision expander eye patch, binocular shades, the binocular sunglasses, and just plain binoculars all get the job done in this department. So Whoop has their agents set for hearing and sight, but that's not where it ends. Whoop agents can breathe easy knowing that Whoop has gadgets for, well, breathing easy. The Breathe Easy Go Anywhere air mask, oxygen enhancing gum, and oxygen lipstick provide a underwater oxygen supply, while the Poofy Pendant turns into an air filter, gas mask, and oxygen supply. Whoop's agents also have access to many gadgets for infiltration, starting simple, the hair pick lock pick and the titanium hair clip for picking any locks, and then getting in a less simple with the fingerprint tracer glove, a gadget that picks up the last prints used on a scanner and then replicates them to grant access to restricted areas. The Cyberjacker sunglasses can hack into a computer and use X-ray. The Digit Decoder credit card is razor sharp and is supposed to be able to hack computers and override swipe passes, but unfortunately it does decline quite often. The Remote Virus Palm Coder Decoder is a hacking machine that actually works really well. Well, most of the time. It doesn't work on GLaDOS, but on missiles? Yeah, this thing has you covered for missiles. So if you're in trouble with missiles, it works for that. The satellite dish pin and hair clip satellite can be used with the compounder to access computer mainframes, and probably give off some pretty okay cell reception. Both the undetectable diamond ring data dispenser and the purse printer spit out information. The locator deactivator rhinestone headband can disable any device that gives off a certain frequency. The portable override anything blindfold can hack into any security system, and the frequency moderator moon ring sends out frequencies that could do the same thing as the portable override anything blindfold. The collapsible electronic egg whisker scrambles any radio signal just as well as it can scramble up some good breakfast. But when hacking doesn't get the job done, maybe some brute force can. The Sonar cell phone, Facial Exfoliator 5000, Turbo Shovel 2.0, Titanium Drill Heel Boots all have strong drills to get the girls digging their way through any tough spot. But the Curling Iron Fist, Heavy Hand Smash All Glove, and the Metal Matching Boxing Glove can all do some serious damage also. The Black Belt lets the girls mimic and pull off any fight scenes that they've seen before, at the cost of a pretty gnarly headache. And now we get to the boomerangs. The Disco Boomerang Headband, Banana Clip Boomerang, Bling Bling Boomerang all take the appearance of unassuming accessories that double as funky ranged weapons on the field. Moving on to the Power Tweezer Squeezer, and the Hair Clip Monster Grip lets Whoop agents clamp down on anything with a vice grip. The tweezers are even able to melt through metal. And speaking of melting metal, the Mega Insulated Chop Coat and the Too Hot to Handle hand warmers will definitely keep you warm in the winter, but be careful not to burn yourself because these gadgets can liquefy metal as if they were a pile of snow. The Cold Resistant Cashmere Sweater is a good alternative gadget to the fire hazards I mentioned before, but if you're only looking to keep warm, as it allows the user to survive extreme cold temperatures without mobility restrictions of the giant puffer coat. Keeping on the heat trend, the Fire Ants Hot Pants feel more like a gag gadget. Jerry tests this out on the girls and they do not appreciate the burns they give off. We've talked a lot about weapons and devices and the accessories up until this point, but we're still missing the iconic piece of spy gear, that being disguises. Whoop has a selection of gadgets used to help the girls blend in and dress the part for whatever mission they are going on. The virtual reality disguise belt lets the girls quickly change clothes and disguise themselves into someone else entirely. One push of a button and they can be anyone they want. The chameleon eyeshadow grants spy invisibility, while the camouflage environment 5000 can camouflage anything within a half mile. And the voice alterer uses a microphone to disguise the agent's voice. And moving on to the kits, there is the Gadget Emergency Kit, which is given to the girls when they went on their annual Whoop field test. It is equipped with the Computer Spy Manual, which is a tiny computer database disguised as an eyeshadow palette, binocular shades, which are just like binoculars disguised as sunglasses, and the flower parachutes, which also make great hot air balloons in a volcanic pinch. The manicure kit comes with press-on sticky fingers for wall climbing and laser nail file to cut through pesky objects. And the Wonder Makeover Kit, which can be programmed with whatever appearance the girls want to infiltrate. I'm also counting the multifunctional charm bracelet as a kit too, since it's a gadget that comes with all sorts of other gadgets inside. The charm bracelet includes a bottle opener, curling iron drill, electromagnetic emergency life raft, hacksaw, knife, laser, lip liner, magnifier, magnification hologram screen, mini dynamite stick, mini slicer, missile launcher, file, nail file, net launcher, paperclip, saw, toenail clipper, tweezers, and a wrench from what we've seen of it. And the next few gadgets don't really have a home per se, so they get their own little spotlight. The Bluetooth high-tech Moo Box has a library of animal sounds that can be played through the compounder. Sam, Alex, and Clover use this to calm any frightened animals they come across. The compressed water capsule is the key to staying cool and hydrated in any desert mission. The gadget stores a concentrated reserve of water to make sure the girls don't pass out from too much sun. The insanely powerful portable vacuum is capable of sucking up an entire human, and Jerry says it's good for messes of any size, and what bigger mess is there for a spy to clean up than a criminal? The Lintz Vac battery decharger is able to steal the charge from any electronic device, draining its battery completely. And the Quick Stash mustache is used to conceal and stow away objects. It grows to fit anything inside, so be careful not to overfill your mustache unless you can handle the raw power of the stash. And now we get to what I like to consider the movie level spy gear. The mini carbon dating machine can be used to determine the age of anything and everything, which may not be as exciting as the rest of the gadgets, but imagine being a teenager with the access to carbon dating. The sweat sensor lie detector is only mentioned in the Totally Spies movie, but it feels like one of those classic spy movie tools, and we can assume that it picks up the heart rate and perspiration in the interrogation to uncover truth from a subject. The human memory eraser gets used pretty often to make sure that Sam, Alex, and Clover's secret identities are not blown, and the time machine is a gadget under high security. It obviously allows an agent to go backwards and forwards in time, and was originally developed by Jerry in the early stages of Whoop in the 70s. The girls time travel a few times in the show, but it's not always related to Jerry's machine, which implies that the time travel tech is floating around in the Totally Spies universe. And the final gadget I'm going to cover, as one I've mentioned already, is the Compounder and X-Powder. This is probably the most iconic gadget in Totally Spies. Disguised as a compact mirror, the girls mostly use this device to contact Jerry. In later seasons though, it does get some serious upgrades, including 3D facial recognition scans, recording and playing videos, acting as a satellite dish, hologram projection, medical analysis, producing and deflecting lasers, letting the girls change outfits and disguises with, and letting them do their own field analysis. It can hook up to surveillance cameras to access footage, and it is said to have a plasma shield, and of course, a shiny skin protector. Because what good is a compact that can't combat oily skin? It is definitely the high-tech cell phone upgrade, especially for the first season of Totally Spies when they came out before cell phones were really a thing. And it definitely has cemented itself as the most used gadget seen in almost every episode, other than maybe the cat suits, but I would argue that the girls use the compounder more than the uniform. But those are all the gadgets in Totally Spies. If I have forgotten any, please let me know down below in the comments, or just let me know what your favorite gadget is or moment from Totally Spies. Mine definitely has to be the one where Clover uses two compounders to shoot a laser at it and then makes the laser bigger and then melts through a door, which out of all the things in the show definitely breaks the physics. If there's any other shows you want me to talk about, feel free to let me know down below. Also, this is a new channel, so any like and subscribe would be very appreciated so we can keep making awesome videos like this one just for you. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.